Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya. Our Namaskaram from Tampa to you all. We would like to share our humble offering for Shri Bhagavan's Jayanthi celebration, starting with Namaskaram song, then Rosa's offering from 108 names of Shri Bhagavan, followed by talks with Ramana Maharshi on February 10th, 1928. Thank you. Namo Ramana. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya. This is Madhi from Tampa Satsang group. We'll be singing My Namaskaram to Bhagavan. This song is written by Sadhuvam Swamigal. Unake namaskaram, unake namaskaram, unmai param porule Ramana. மணக்கண் விளக்கிடும் மகக்கண்மணியே உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் பார்க்கும் பொழுதெல்லாம் என்னுள் இருந்தவை பார்ப்பதோடென்னையும் பார்ப்பவனே ஊக்கமழி தென்னை உய்க்கும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் கேட்கும் பொழுதெல்லாம் என்னுள் இருந்தவை கேட்பதோடன் குரல் கேட்பவனே ஊட்டமழி தென்னை உய்க்கும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் நுகரும் பொழுதெல்லாம் என்னுள் இருந்தவை முகர்வதோடென்னை முகர்பவனே உகந்த பேரன்பினால் உய்க்கும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் சுவைக்கும் பொழுதெல்லாம் என்னுள் இருந்தவை சுவைப்பதோடென்னை சுவைப்பவனே உவக்கும் கருணையால் உய்க்கும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் தொட்டிடும் போதெல்லாம் என்னுள் இருந்தவை தொட்டறிந்தென்னை தொடுபவனே உட்பலமீந்தென்னை உய்க்கும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் எண்ணுவதெல்லாம் அறிந்தென்னுள் எண்ணுவோ எண்ணமெல்லாதனை எண்ணுபவனே உண்ணுவதென்னை உகந்த ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் அறிபவையாவும் அறிந்தகந்தன்னை அறிந்தவாதென்றும் அமர்பவனே உருந்துயரின்றியே உய்க்கும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் தூங்கும் பொழுதென்னுள் தூக்கம் கனவுமே தோற்றமும் கண்டு துலங்குவனே ஓங்கும் அறிவொழி உய்க்கும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் மாயும் உடலக மாயை அளித்தென்னை வாழ்வித்து நான் என வாழ்பவனே ஓயும்படிக்கென்னை உண்ணும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் எல்லா பொழுதிலும் எல்லா இடத்திலும் எல்லாமாய் என்னுள் இருப்பவனே உல்லாசமாய் உள்ளுலாவும் ரமணா உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் உனக்கே உனக்கே நமஸ்காரம் Unake namaskaram. Namo Ramana. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm ending my namaskaram to all. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. This is Rosa from Tampa. Today we are offering a reading from the book The 108 Names of Sri Bhagavan, which is an English translation and commentary by Professor K. Swaminathan. We will be reading the name of Bhagavan and then the commentary. I meditate in the heart on Ramana, the boundless ocean of being, awareness, bliss, of which the universe is but a wave, the steadfast one, established firmly in the heart's cave depth, free from distracting thought. One sprung from the resplendence of Mahasena, Skanda. Skanda, commander of the divine forces, destroys the vasanas, the asuric desires and memories that turn the mind away from the self within. Sri Ramana, the name conferred on the young ascetic by Ganapati Muni, and now universally accepted, reminds us that Bhagavan rejoices in the self of pure awareness, and that his message is Ramaniya, the experience of bliss or beauty, inherent in good but not in evil, in the true but not in the false, in love but not in hatred, in peace but not in conflict. The inner comprehends and transcends the outer. Hence, introversion, or turning towards the self within, restores wholeness to the psyche and finds joy in work in the world as well as in pure contemplation. Om Gurave Namaha. The Sadguru is like the sun, self-luminous, and like the self, the inner light, wholly identified with awareness bliss. He is at once universal in the validity of his teaching and uniquely efficacious in drawing the disciple towards the self. The embodiment of whole, unbroken awareness. He perceived no separation between his being and the universal being, between his life and the life eternal. He is not a knower knowing the world. He is the world aware of itself as I. The great light. He is the light of awareness which operates as grace and draws all living beings to itself. Why divide his being into teacher, pupil, and teaching, or knower, knowledge, and that which is known? He is whole, unbroken awareness, the sole reality. The Father is in the Mother, and both are in the Son, who is in the world at the center of awareness to transform it. In this Mahuya, in this great living brightness, Father and Mother are both present in their entirety, and the Son rejoices in manifold function. Heaven and earth have merged into one single entity. One whose birth was for a purpose. The child was born not as a result of past karma, but for the divine purpose of renewing human life and transforming the world. His birth can be explained only ideologically. It is wrong to conceive of time as the past flowing into the present and causing the future. The timeless flows perennially into time as awareness for transforming the world and creating a future more human and therefore more divine than the past. One whose advent is for the well-being of the world. The Karana, the purpose for which he was born, is the welfare and salvation of the world. Bhagavan has this stanza about avatars. When Dharma wanes and evil reigns, you appear to vanquish evil. Restore Dharma and give strength to the virtues and renew earth's life. Who are we, after all, to know in that elusive form you come to save the world? The play with mythology and metaphysics now becomes localized. The human child divine is born in a hollow spot and gains illumination in another, both appropriate and well prepared by centuries of tradition to re-establish the rule of Dharma and ensure the world's welfare. An avatar helps Moksha Siddhi, the attainment of liberation by persons, and Jagat Hitam, the well-being of the world. Bhagavan fulfills both these purposes, who are indeed mutually complementary. He who sprang into being in the holy spot of Bhuminatha or Tirumeninatha. The name of Shiva in Tiruchuri is the navel of the universe. Crown jewel of the Parasara Kula. Parasara was the Maharshi who worshipped the Supreme as Agni, and Bhagavan saw in Arunachala the frozen column of fire, the symbol of the Supreme. The place and the family of his birth were both significant. Fruit of Sundara Ayer's tapas. Sundara, Alagu, and Ramana are three words all meaning beauty or sweetness. A worthy father and a worthy mother were needed even for a Karano Baba, and they must have accumulated much merit to have such a child. Charming person of excellent behavior. As a child, comely to behold, bright-eyed, sweet of speech and ever smiling, Bhagavan was a great favorite of the whole neighborhood. One who enjoyed the help of Mother Divine, the helper of all. Sahayamba is the name of the goddess of Tiruchuri. Once as a child, Bhagavan left his house in a huff and ran off to the temple opposite and sat behind the mother's idol. In a moment, he was not only calm but felt a thrill of joy profound. One whose mind was merged in the effulgence of Arunachala. From childhood, Bhagavan was haunted by the name, light and glory of Arunachala. The one with a golden hand, dexterous indeed, victorious in games, lucky in every task he undertook, Bhagavan turned whatever he touched into the gold of awareness and bliss. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. This is Madhi Ratnasamy. Would like to share the conversation on February 10th, 1938, Talks number 454. It's from Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Mrs. Dar, Sri Bhagavan advises practice of inquiry even when one is engaged in external activities. The finality of such inquiry is the realization of the self, and consequently, breath must stop. If breath should stop, how will work go on? Or, in other words, how will breath stop when one is working? Maharshi, there's confusion between the means and the end, sadhana and sadhya. Who is the inquirer? The aspirant and not the siddha. Inquiry signifies that the inquirer considers himself separate from inquiry. As long as this duality lasts, the inquiry must be continued until the individuality disappears and the self is realized to be only the external being, including inquiry and inquirer. The truth is that self is constant and unintermittent awareness. The object of inquiry is to find the true nature of the self as awareness. Let one practice inquiry so long as separateness is perceived. If one's realization rises, there's no further need for inquiry. The question will also not arise. Can awareness ever think of questioning who's aware? Awareness remains pure and simple. The inquirer is aware of his own individuality. Inquiry does not stand in the way of his individual awareness, nor does external work interfere with such awareness. If work seemingly external does not obstruct the individual awareness, will the work realized to be not separate from the self, abstract and uninterrupted awareness of the self, which is one without the second, and which is not an individual separate from work? Talks number 455. Mrs. Dar, I form part of the creation and so remain dependent. I cannot solve the riddle until I become independent. Yet I ask Sri Bhagavan, should he not answer the question for me? Maharishi, yes. It is Bhagavan that says, become independent and solve the riddle yourself. It is for you to do it. Again, where are you now that you ask this question? Are you in the world, or is the world within you? You must admit that the world is not perceived in your sleep, although you cannot deny your existence then. The world appears when you wake up. So where is it? Clearly, the world is in your thought. Thoughts are your projections. The I is first created, and then the world. The world is created by the I, which in its turn rises up from the self. The riddle of the creation of the world is thus solved. If you solve the creation of the I, so I say, find yourself. Again, does the world come and ask you, why do I exist? How was I created? It is you who ask the question. The questioner must establish the relationship between the world and himself. He must admit that the world is his own imagination. Who imagines it? Let him again find the I and then the self. Moreover, all the scientific and theological explanations do not harmonize. The diversity in such theories clearly show the uselessness of seeking such explanations. Such explanations are purely mental or intellectual and nothing more. Still, all All of them are true according to the standpoint of the individual. There is no creation in the state of realization. When one sees the world, one does not see oneself. When one sees the self, the world is not seen. So see the self and realize that there has been no creation. The lady being laid up is unable to go to the hall, and so she feels unhappy that though near, she cannot go into the hall. This was mentioned to Sri Bhagavan. He said, well, thinking like this keeps her always in the presence. This is better than remaining in the hall and thinking of something else. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya.